I'm Eric Naso with Newsshooter.com. We are at NAB 2022, and Cody, we made it.
We're here.
We're at NAB.
I know. If anyone else is like us, we were very excited to get back to the show.
Yeah, and I'm excited to be here because actually I've been very interested in these giant batteries that can power lights.
Yeah.
So we are at Block Battery, and I'm with Cody, and you're going to show me this monster of a of a power source for lights. Talk to me about this HCL-1600.
Absolutely. So it's brand new to the show this year. It's 1,650 watt hours. It has 3 voltages that you can output on the battery. So we have a regulated 14 volt, we've got a regulated 48 volt, and then a nominal 28. So if you want to run something like a airy sky panel, the Aperture 600D, a cream source vortex, anything really, this battery will be able to power those lights.
So let's talk about, for us math people that don't have good, a very strong sense of what adding up power and making it make sense. Talk about how the light fixtures, because like you said, the Aperture 600 is not a 600 continuous power light. So talk about that, maybe as a good example, that's a popular new fixture. How many hours can we get out of it, and how many can we run?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can always get a general understanding. So the Aperture 600D at full blast 48 volts is a 720 watt draw. This battery is 1650. So you can get a rough estimation if you just did the division on that. And you can see that it's about 2 hours and change. Now, what's really important is to know the capacity and the quality of your battery, because certain batteries won't always be able to live up to that general calculation. But with ours, we want to make sure that whenever we put a spec out, it always will make sure that it's going to run the load that you're hoping to draw. So for an example, you could run this battery to power that light for the 2 hours and change.
And what other lights that are popular in the production and film industry that you're seeing would be able to get a lot of use out of this? And talk to me about the wattage as well.
Yeah, so I mean, the airy sky panel has been a staple for the last couple of years. So this battery would be able to run the sky panel S60 for about 4 hours. You can also run the cream source vortex, is a really popular light. And if you wanted to run a lot of smaller LEDs, you can actually run 2 of them at a time. So again, as long as you're staying within the amperage, you can maximize what you're using.
And as far as other options for, I guess, lights, you also have other options for cameras. Would you be using these like the 1000 and the 600 for lights, or is that better suited for something else?
Yeah, absolutely. So these 2 batteries right here are really our bread and butter with what we do. Now, you can technically use these batteries to power those smaller LEDs. We would recommend a 200 watt load and less, which is something that we don't usually see with the new lights coming out. So with these batteries right here, you're really going to want to focus in on those high draw cinema cameras. We're talking the Sony Venice 2, the Arri Mini LFs, things like that is really where you're going to want to focus in on these blocks.
And what type of time can you get, runtime, with cameras similar, like say the Sony Venice 2?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, really, it's a different answer because everyone has different accessories on it. So I can't give you a direct, hey, you can expect this. But again, if you just follow the simple math, roughly, if you're drawing a 150 watt load, say the camera and all the accessories together, just do the quick division. You got 970 divided by that 150, or the 560 divided by that 150. It'll get you, on this one, I think we were getting about 4 hours continuous runtime at 150, which usually you don't have that much of a draw for that long.
Excellent. I don't like math, so you're doing really well. Will you do my taxes next year?
No, but I'll tell you what, we make sure that, so on the battery, and this is a new feature that's going to be coming out this year, we actually will tell you the exact runtime and how long. And that runtime is going to change with the actual load. We won't necessarily just use like a general term. You'll know exactly what you're going to do. Right now, we just show the battery percentage and a fuel bar, but stay on the lookout because we're going to match the technology that's in our onboards, and it's going to show you the exact runtime remaining.
That is a great feature because everybody likes, not guessing. I know sometimes your cameras might tell you that, how much power you got left, or the lights sometimes do too, but it would be nice to see it right off the source. So Cody, what are a differentiator for your company with your batteries?
So what really makes our block batteries different from others on the market is that we use a cartridge-based lithium iron phosphate. Now, you'll notice that there's going to be nickel metal hydride batteries, which are travel-friendly, but they're a lot heavier. It's also an older chemistry, so people have started to move away off of that. You'll notice that there's also other lithium block batteries on the market. Again, where we're different is that ours are lithium iron phosphate and they're cartridges. So if you ever needed to ship your product, you can actually unplug the different cartridges that we have. So for our bestseller SLI-600, you got 10 55 watt hour cartridges in them. If you unplug these, it's just like traveling with a bunch of 98 watt hour bricks. Same thing with our taller 1000, it's 97 watt hours. So again, with our main block batteries, you can travel with these where you can't do that with other lithium. Because if you want to ship a lithium block battery legally, you're going to have to do dangerous goods or class 9. But again, when you go with these cartridges, you can send them out with like you would a bunch of 98 bricks. So that's one of the biggest things that differentiates our blocks from others on the market.
You have a rough idea of what they cost to replace or upgrade? I'm sure that's probably, right now, the lifespan's pretty long with these, probably not going to come up very quick.
Yeah, absolutely. And so anybody that's, owned a rental company or they know that eventually you're going to want to resell your batteries. You're going to want to put in those new cells. And so if you go with something that's like a nickel metal hydride where they're all packed together, you have to replace a full unit. Whereas with these, you just have to replace a cartridge or two. And we have a separate, service adapter that you can measure those to see which one's weak or not. But you can replace a single cartridge for about $88 or so. So imagine you yourself at your own place can do a resale. You don't have to send it in to the manufacturer. You don't have to find a third-party battery cell company. You can just screw off the bottom plate and plug in a new cartridge, and it's that easy.
All right, let's get some pricing and availability on, let's say, the 1600, the 1000, and the 600.
Yeah, absolutely. So these are all available right now on our website and through all of our dealers. So pricing on these, again, I just want to reiterate that they're all included with the charger and the charge cable. This 1650 watt hour battery is list price for $43.45. Our 970 watt hour 1000 lists for $31.85. And our best selling SLI D600 is $23.65, coming in roughly around 45% less than other brands in the market. And again, we are American made product.
Yeah. All right, Cody, thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks for taking the time. Appreciate it.
You bet.